Hello and welcome to the Art of Artisan. Today we are building a deck around Containment Construct. I apologize for being late once again, and also for not really editing this video very fancily. I've been dealing with a pretty bad bout of depression, and I'm trying to do what I can, which I can do this. I'm not feeling up to editing and stuff right now, but I'm going to do what I can. So, this deck. We have Containment Construct is the namesake card of this deck, and Bag of Holding is a backup, and Ingenious Smith, when it enters the battlefield, it can find an artifact, of which Containment Construct and Bag of Holding are artifacts. So we've got more or less 10 cards that have this effect that when we discard a card, we exile it from our graveyard, and with Containment Construct, we can play it that turn. With Bag of Holding, it gets stowed away in our Bag of Holding until we sacrifice Bag of Holding. So the issue with Bag of Holding and Containment Construct, they're really nice as redundancy for each other, except that Containment Construct wants to be in a deck that's really aggressive, that's got cheap cards that you can play, sort of like an experimental synthesizer deck. Bag of Holding is more for a mid-rangey deck that's going slow. So the issue here is that they give us card advantage in different ways. But I realize both of these exile the card from our graveyard, which actually gives us two powerful payoffs for these. Stonebinder's Familiar, which whenever we exile a card during our turn, we put a +1/+1 counter on it. And Quintorius. This is our finisher in this deck. Quintorius is absolutely insane. It creates a 4/2 spirit. As long as he stays on the battlefield, it'll be 4 power, 2 toughness. And that happens whenever a card leaves our graveyard. So whenever we discard a card, it gets exiled, and then Quintorius makes a spirit off of that. So for this to work, we need some cards that we can discard. Reinforced Ronin is one of the cutest cards in this deck because we can channel it and play it, and then it gets returned to our hand, which will draw us a card with Containment If we have Containment Construct, we can just do that loop over and over to draw cards once each turn. Fleeting Spirit is just a generally good card. It can discard cards, it can exile cards from our graveyard. It's nice against control to have a couple of these. And Thrilling Discovery is wonderful because we can discard multiple cards at once. Since this is whenever we discard a card, and this makes us discard 2 cards, it does trigger separately, so we will exile each card individually, which does mean Quintorius will make 2 spirits off of this card. As far as the rest of the deck, we've got some interaction with Portable Hole and Touch the Spirit Realm, which helps Stonebinder's Familiar. Portable Hole can be found with Ingenious Smith. Something nice about Touch the Spirit Realm is we can use the channel mode to potentially save Containment Construct or Quintorius, or we can use it to remove an opponent's token and then instantly play it as a so we can remove a token and a other creature with this card. Jack-o'-lantern is kind of a bad card in almost any deck except for a deck with Quintorius. In this deck, it is amazing. It's another target for Ingenious Smith, so it helps us make sure that Ingenious Smith always hits a sling, and at worst case, it's 2 mana draw a card. But it's accidental graveyard hate if our opponent's playing a graveyard deck, and we often are going to be using it to target our own graveyard. With Jack-o'-lantern, we can spend 2 mana to get 2 Quintorius triggers, and it will recycle itself, draw a card. So this is actually a surprisingly good card in this deck, and so we're actually running a full 4 copies. Other than that, just a basic mana base. If you do want to do a sideboard, I recommend sticking the last Portable Hole there. I'm not sure on Lantern of the Lost. I've never had a matchup where it actually was good in the sideboard, but I put it there. Fleeting Spirit for control, Bag of Holding if you're in a long grindy game, Valorous Stance if you need protection because your opponent's removal heavy. We've got another Quintorius as well if your opponent is removal heavy. Star Commando for artifacts and enchantments, Abrade for artifacts and creatures, Cinderclasm if your opponent's going wide, and that is our Containment Construct deck. I've been doing a lot of testing and fine-tuning of the deck, and I'm really excited to see how well it does when I do this official trial run with it. So thanks for watching. Enjoy the games. Game 1 versus Nimix. Oh, that's right. Season reset. I'm back in gold. Okay. So this has the combo. It's pretty slow besides that, and I'm not sure if we can keep this. But we do have Thrilling Discovery to pitch one of the Quintoriuses. I actually think we can draw into what we need. We'll try it. Alrighty. Okay, something to do on turn 1. Play Reinforced Ronin. Our opponent might think we're an aggro deck, but actually we're literally playing Reinforced Ronin in our deck for card advantage. Opponent is on probably just life gain. We really need to draw into removal. So I think we play Containment Construct here. And we pass the turn, but we're going to need to dump these Thrilling Discoveries and get portable holes. If our opponent plays Trelisara, it's going to start getting big pretty fast. And we do not have many good blockers on the ground in this deck. I actually tried a bunch of different... Oh, never mind, it's just Selesnya ramp. Okay, our opponent's just going to pop off. Yep. And this is why I like Alchemy. I know a lot of people hate Alchemy, but I actually find it's better for budget decks because I don't have to deal with the Seeka's Chariots and Gold Spans that are as evil. Okay. We will Thrilling Discovery. And we're going to dump both lands, I think. Because we can play one of them this turn. We'll probably draw into it 1 or 2 more. So we're good on land drops for a while. Ooh! We're not good on land drops for a while. Okay. We get to discard... We get to exile one of these. We will decline on the other, because we want something in our graveyard to target with Jack-o'-lantern. And we'll just play Jack-o'-lantern. Not looking too good, though. Our opponent had a turn 3 Asika's Chariot on the play. That's pretty tough for us to beat in general. We will not attack. Yeah, tried a lot of different Quintorius builds. I tried like a Mardu Reanimator, like a Mardu Party with Thwart the Grave to get it onto the battlefield. I've tried just a hard control deck that runs it as a finisher. And finally what I think made the turn was this Containment Construct in Neon Dynasty, because it's a totally new way to build around Quintorius. And it gives us so much card draw. It's fantastic. Alright, I think we've already lost this game. Ooh, they should have tapped the Welcoming Vampire, honestly. Okay. Yeah, I think we just take the damage. We really need to draw into... It'll mean we miss our land drop, but I would love to draw... Oh, what's it called? Our 3-mana removal spell. Touch the Spirit Realm, that's what it's called, because that can exile artifacts. That is not the card I was looking for. We'll discard Jack-Lantern and Ronin. One nice thing is we also get to see what cards we drew before we decide if we exile anything. Okay. Do I want to play Jack-O'-Lantern this turn? I think the answer is no. Do I want to play Ronin? What is this ability on? Oh, okay, it's on that. I think we'll decline. We'll leave Jack-Lantern in the graveyard. Ronin we will exile. This. We're going to get a lot of spirits with Quintorius, but I'm just not sure we can keep up with the Seeka's Chariot. That card is brutal to play against. We also need Quintorius to stick for a turn and to hit another land drop. But if we do get it to stick for a turn, we have a bunch of Jack-o'-lanterns, and we should pop off pretty well. We just get rid of a cat. I think we do. It's kind of disappointing, but probably the best we can do. And we can't really attack profitably. Past our opponent. Yeah, we don't get cards like this in Artisan. Which means we need to do much more convoluted plans to get our card advantage. Okay, they're playing that on their turn. That's kind of surprising. I guess they just want to put +1/+1 counters on things faster. Yep. Are they going to pump it up with the Emperor? Okay, they're going all out attack. Making another cat, because why not? Seeka's Chariot. That card is so hard to deal with. Okay, they pump it up. Poke. Poke, poke. Oh, that is not the draw we wanted. And I think we lose the game. We'll just do this for the sake of doing it. It's a fun combo. Exile that. Did hit the land too. Okay, is there any chance of us winning? We can play Reinforced Ronin and a Containment Construct. If we... Okay, if we draw a land, we can play Quintorius, exile this Jack-o'-lantern from our graveyard, exile something else from our graveyard with this Jack-o'-lantern, and that would give us 2. But we are dead. We're dead. Okay. There's nothing we can do, so I'm going to scoop up this game. On to the next one. Yep, Seeka's Chariot. Definitely a card I am not a fan of running into with these Artisan decks. Or really any deck. Game 2 versus Vave. Alright. Already this deck is not performing as well as it did in testing. Ooh, but this is a fantastic hand. I like this hand. Just these two cards go so well together. We've got a Containment Construct, so we're live to a lot of draws. Got both colors of mana. I think we're good here. And I think we're going to lead with Stonebinder's Familiar and try and just get in damage as early as possible. Even though our opponent is black, which means they might have Shambling Ghasts, which are pretty bad for us. I think we're good to get Containment Construct down if they remove that. Okay, they don't go for it. We're actually going to go with Fleeting Spirit. Our opponent's playing a fairly controlling deck. Fleeting Spirit is a serious threat to them. We will discard a card to protect it in an instant. Right, opponent's not going to try and remove it. Our opponent is also not playing anything for us to target. With our Portable Hold. I'm going to play Containment Construct just so we can start playing all of our cards after discarding them with Fleeting Spirit to pump up our Stonebinder's Familiar. It's kind of convoluted, but I love... this deck is so hard to pilot, and I love all the little hidden synergies and lines that we get to take. Very fun deck. Our opponent, probably just going to draw. I don't think they want to sack their creature the instant they play it. Okay, our turn. Another Stonebinder's Familiar. Our opponent's playing this. This makes me think they might not be as heavy of a Wrath deck, but I can't be certain. What we can do is we can play Stonebinder's Familiar, Reinforced Ronin, and then discard with this to pump up all of our Stonebinder's Familiars. I guess we don't even need to... We don't need to play Ronin. Okay, yeah, we'll just do this. We're going to go all in and hope our opponent doesn't have a Wrath. And do we swing in with Fleeting Spirit? I think we do. Scare our opponent. Because if they block, we can just save it by discarding. It's a win-win. Our opponent doesn't block and we get in damage we didn't expect to, or they do, and nothing changes with our game plan. Opponent's thinking real hard on this one. They let it through. Okay. Now we get to discard a card. Discard a land, because we're going to play it anyways. Usually use that mode to protect Fleeting Spirit. In this case, we're literally just using it to exile a card during our turn. Now our opponent should have trouble. I mean, they can transform this, and then they get a 3/4 lifelinker, which is fairly good. But we've got them as far as clock goes. Ooh. Okay. We're trying to get rid of our Fleeting Spirit. And I think... Are we okay with this? I'm just gonna say no. This portable hole's not looking too useful anyways, so we're just gonna discard it. And we are not going to exile Portable Hole because we want to leave it there in case we draw a Jack-o'-lantern. We will decline. Save our Fleeting Spirit. Exile target creature or planeswalker. Alright, yeah. They're probably going to transform here. Now the question is, are they going to start attacking? And the answer is no. Okay. We are about to start card advantaging our opponent. Channel the Ronin. We get to draw a card. And we get to pump up all of our Stonebinder's Familiars. And our opponent scoops it up. It's too much value. Oh, I love the loops. This deck is super good. Stonebinder's Familiar is a fairly good card on its own, but this deck, you can consistently pump it every turn, and they're practically Luminarch Aspirants for 1 mana. Alrighty. Way to go. On to Game 3. Game 3. First match was against a fairly tier-looking deck. Second match was against a pretty bad-looking deck, so let's see if we can find something more in the middle. Okay, we've got Bag of Holding and Stonebinder's Familiar, and Fleeting Spirit. We don't have both colors of mana, but this Bag of Holding should draw us into it, so I think we're good with this. Also, a fun note with Quintorius in this deck. We do have, like, Stonebinder's Familiar and Fleeting Spirit are spirits that get pumped by it, and that has been, when I was testing the deck, it did lead to lethal a few times, and red mana. Let's go. I think our opponent's white-green. They probably don't have Wraths. They're probably an Enchantress deck. So we just want to get aggressive, get our engine going fast. So if we can grow our Stonebinder's Familiars fast enough, we might be able to keep our opponent off our back. Okay. We'll draw a card, then discard a card. We actually can't play anything else this turn, so I guess we just exile this. Binders go up. We play Lorehold Campus. No attacks. We really just want to get a wall that our opponent is cautious to break through until they get a big enough creature. But hopefully by then we're drawing enough cards that we hit our portable holes and such. Restoration of Igonjo. Our opponents have been very thinky recently. Okay, Rune of Speed. We've drawn a card. They probably don't attack. Yep. Ooh, Containment Construct. That is a good card. I'm gonna do this first, though. See what we draw into. Alright, we drew a Jack-o'-lantern. I think we're actually just gonna exile another Plains. And play a Containment Construct. This will let us get our Bag of Holding. We can loot with Bag of Holding, but instantly play the cards with Construct, which I think is better than having to wait until we sack Bag of Holding. Opponents not doing too fantastic for a Naya Runes deck. Ooh, but we are not doing great either. We have not drawn any Ingenious Smiths or Portable Holes, anything to remove their stuff. This is probably a rune coming in. Lifelinking rune. Do they have it? They do. That's a lot of +1/+1 counters and some card draw. But that's all they've got this turn. They're going fairly slow for their deck. Another Bag of Holding isn't the best. We'll draw and discard. Okay, touch the Spirit Realm. Oh, but we can't play it this turn. Okay. What do we want to play this turn? I think we want to play Fleeting Spirit this turn is all. Not the most exciting. We want our Containment Construct to trigger first. Oh, that's a quick note. If you are going to play this deck, you need to go to Settings, and you need to go to Gameplay, and Auto Order Triggered Abilities, make sure that is not checked, so that way you can, because it'll automatically put Bag of Holding first, even though we usually want Containment Construct first. The trigger's resolved. Okay. Opponent has a decent board, a really scary board. But we do have Touch the Spirit Realm, which we can use to reset this Kami. Get rid of the life linking rune, get rid of all its +1/+1 counters, and then we can like exile Jukai Naturalist. We might actually do that the other way around. But we need 5 mana to do that, and we are not. Okay, Runeforge Champion and Jukai Naturalist. They can now play all their runes for free, and runes draw them cards and give them 2 +1/+1 counters. This is looking a little bit sketchy for us. I mean, we are going to get to do, hopefully, if we draw a land, Touch the Spirit Realm shenanigans. Alright, Rune of Might on the Jukai Naturalist. If I'm them, I probably, put it on the Architect. Naturalist is a 5/4 Trample Lifelink. Kami's a 4/4 Trample Lifelink. So yeah, I think we want to permanently get rid of the Kami, because our opponent's got enough lands now that Jukai isn't that crazy. So we're gonna channel to blink the Jukai Naturalist and reset it, and then we'll exile Kami of Transience. Hopefully our opponent is scared to attack this turn. Probably aren't, but That it's probably correct for them to just like all out swing from now on. But if they don't, we've got an okay chance. Yeah, they're looking to swing. Whenever this attacks or blocks, make a 1/1 spirit. Sure, why not? Okay, a full attack. And it's got trample. Okay, is it worth it to double block and kill the naturalist? We don't really want to blink the architect. They do have lethal. That is exactly lethal. So we'd have to block something. So I think we just block with Fleeting Spirit here. And we're just gonna discard Jack-o'-lantern. Oh, it doesn't stay in our graveyard because of Bag of Holding. Bag of Holding is not a May ability. Containment Construct is. And at this point, I think we are dead. Land? Not even a land. Okay, what are our outs? If we touch the Spirit Realm on the Commune of Transience, that's okay. But we really need to be doing more than just that. So, I'll just play Ingenious Smith, hope we hit Portable Hole. That's last-ditch effort here. Containment Construct. Okay. That, I believe, is the game. Does this come back tapped? No. Doesn't really matter, though. We'll draw a card, then discard a card. Have one last bit of fun. And concede the game. Alright. Naya Runes. That's a good deck if you're wanting to do budget as well. There's not too many rares that you need to build that deck. Well, sad day. We're currently at a losing record. Let's see if we can turn it around in these last two games. On to game 4. Alrighty. Game number 4. This actually isn't game number 4. I went against Runes last game and just instantly conceded because I didn't want you guys to have to watch me face them twice. So you may notice that my ranking changed. This is a keepable hand. Ronin Containment Construct is a nice loop, and Portable Hole is good if our opponent's a aggressive deck. And we don't have too much going on, but we have a lot of potential to draw into things. Oof! Mull to 5. I am sorry, opponent. Warhold Campus. Opponent's deck is not looking great at the moment. They appear to also be a budget deck that's Boros. And we may just steamroll them like against Mono Black, which would be kind of boring. I really want to go into a matchup against like Control or something where we just dirtle around for a long time and we get to see all the cool synergies. This deck is super fun if you play, if you're playing in an Artisan match. Like I play against other Artisan players with this deck, and every time the deck is just a complete blast to play. So many different things going on. We're just gonna exile Sungold Sentinel. And we'll just play another Containment Construct. And we'll get in with this one. Yep, opponent's wanting to be aggressive, so they're not going to block it. 2 more removal spells in hand. They're going to Portable Hole the Portable Hole. Aww. I think Portable Holing the Portable Hole was a better move on there for them, but... Okay. They get their warrior. Draw planes. I think we just touch the Spirit Realm, yeah. Gonna remove their attacker. Our opponent, yeah, they're just in a bad space right now. They've got nothing going on, and we've got, I guess, not as much going on now that they've gotten rid of both constructs. But Reinforced Ronin is pretty good. None of the Bugbear is actually probably their biggest threat right now. Alright, Spellbinder. What do they take? I feel like they just have to take, yep, Touch of the Spirit Realm. And we do not draw the land ticket to replay it. So we're going to Jack-o'-lantern. Draw a card by exiling Play with Fire. Genius Smith. We will take that. Another Jack-o'-lantern. Not the best thing we could have hit, but it is a good thing. Also, Ingenious Smith, Reinforced Ronin. Not as good as Luminarch Aspirant, Elite Spellbinder. Although, we are going to get to exile the Spellbinder soon enough. Red mana, that is good. We just exile the Spellbinder, or we double Ronin and Jack-o'-lantern. I'm going to do Ronins and Jack-o'-lantern, because then we can potentially draw into lands. And drawing into lands means that we can next turn do Ronin and touch the Spirit Realm. Attack with the Ronins. Does mean our opponent's going to get in a pretty good hit this next turn. Like, if they draw a land, drawing a land is actually their best draw, because they start turning on Den of the Bugbear. And that is scary. Opponent's thinking. Okay, they've got a Skyclave. Probably hit, like, Portable Hole. Nope, the Smith. Alright. We've got to just draw. We really need good draws here. Okay. That's an okay draw. What do they pump? Itself. And they are threatening lethal on a lot of different angles. Okay, how do we possibly survive? Touch the Spirit Realm does not do it. So we cannot play Touch the Spirit Realm. Ingenious Smith hitting Portable Hole. And then we cycle a Reinforced Ronin and draw Stonebinder's Familiar. Does that do it? No, because Elite Spellbinder dodges Portable Hole. Ugh. Okay, we've lost. There's no possible way to survive now. Ronin. Discard the Ronin. And, yeah, we're so dead. Discard another Ronin. And we lose to what is effectively mono-white aggro that for some reason is running red lands. I'm super disappointed. This deck, I actually was like cruising through Platinum, ranking up, and then Season Reset comes and everyone's playing their tier decks to grind back up to the top. Oh well. I guess we'll just have to go on to the next, and hopefully not get a 1-4 losing record. Okay, match 5. I once again ran into Naya runes and had to concede. I think a lot of people are playing it just to rank up after the reset. This isn't as good as the hand we had that game, but if we get another red mana, we get the Reinforced Ronin loop. Genius Smith is a good card. We're gonna keep. Ooh, and Stonebinder's Familiar. Okay, this is looking like a great hand now. This should be able to get some good value early game. If we should be able to draw into Quintorius for late game. Golgari ramp, eh? Okay. We're just gonna go Ingenious Smith. See what we hit. Nothing. That makes me sad. Okay. Keeper. Oof. Oh, Tribute to Hirobi. Oh, this is going to be hilarious. We are going to portable hole that after it gives us 2 rats. And it will effectively have done nothing for our opponent. Okay. Containment Construct. And then portable hole just to grow the Stonebinder's Familiar. We'll get rid of Asusa before it flips. The risk with portable holding the Sagas is that if they ever get rid of our artifact, if they ever get rid of portable hole, they get all the value again. We're going to attack with everything. They probably won't block. Next turn we get to do a loop and exile Tribute to Hirobi. Ooh, no lands. I am sorry, opponent. I should not have played a land yet. There's a chance I'll wish I had a different land. Plains, okay, no badness. Ronin and portable hole. And I think this is going to be too much value for an opponent who is now mana screwed. Yeah, we're hitting them for 10? Is this 10 damage? Yeah. Stonebinder's Familiar and Ingenious Smith. Really good cards in general. And our opponent scoops it up. Alright. We have yet to see Quintorius. Our games have been fairly fast, us just instantly losing. I'm going to do one more. Alright, game 6. We are going to play until Quintorius pops off. If you're watching the YouTube video, you're going to know how many games that is, but I'm hoping that we pop off with Quintorius. And I really want to see it happen. This is a great hand, honestly. I just want you guys to see how much value there is. It's so beautiful. So we're playing game 6 against Grey Mist. Our wins have been fairly disappointing. Our losses have been fairly disappointing. Ooh, Rabbit Battery. Is this mono red aggro? That could be a fun matchup. Ooh. Bag of Holding and Thrilling Discovery. We'll just Bag of Holding. We do Ronin or... yeah, we'll do Ronin. Get in there. Next turn we get to draw with Thrilling Discovery, which will also pump the Familiar. I'm gonna Discovery, Ronin, and Jack-Lantern. That hurts a little bit, because I would like both of those cards not to be exiled under Bag of Holding. But it ended up pretty good. Okay. We'll get him for 2. Our opponent hurt themselves quite a bit with the Shatter Skull smashing. Okay, Reckless Stormseeker, that's a good card. We can just exile it with Touch the Spirit Realm, though, which we will definitely do now. Touch the Spirit Realm. We draw a land, we can next turn play Containment Construct and do a single loop with Ronin. Our opponent has got to be feeling the pressure now. Okay. Raiju. Get to pump it up, that's cool. We'll go down to 10. Actually, we can't do the loop. Oh well. We can do this. Okay. So we'll play Bag of Holding. We'll use Bag of Holding, that is. Plains. Sad day. Okay. We'll play the Plains off of Containment Construct. Take action. They get pumped. Oh, if we could play Ronin this turn, we have lethal. Which is not the expected win, but it is cool Bag of Holding Containment Construct shenanigans. I don't think our opponent can win this turn. This leaves us with 4 lethal threats this next turn. We will block with Containment Construct, even if it is the center of our deck. But ooh, double Thundering Raiju. Does that do it? And a battery. Oh no! Wait a second. That's 3 direct damage. Oh my goodness, they got us! Thundering Raijus. Oh! Oh man, if we had have drawn an untapped land, we could have had this game. In fact, if we had have played Ronin, no, we couldn't have played Bag of Holding afterwards. Oh. Oh, okay. Alright. Well, there's another bad game. We're 2-4. We are going to see this deck pop off. Game number 7, although this is actually like game number 12. I've been conceding to so many Naya Runes players in between these matches. I want to show you guys other matchups. Oh, this is not a good hand. We do have good mana. I'm tilted at this point. Okay, here we go. This is a good hand. I'm gonna dump the hole. We're just gonna go all in on hoping we can get this 3-card combo. Alright. Please don't be Naya Runes. This is an okay hand. And if if our okay hand is against Naya Runes, I might be sad. Plains. Plains is a color of Naya Runes. But I think this might just be mono white aggro again. Mono white aggro! Alright. Facing another mono white aggro. But this time, we are on the play. And it's looking like we might get Quintorius down turn 5, but we don't really have any good reasons to discard things yet. Hit a line. And we're now in trouble. We can't block that. We don't have anything with more than 1 toughness. We didn't draw any of our Stonebinder's familiars or Ingenious Smiths. There's the Spirit Realm that can get rid of Adeline. I think that's what we're gonna do. Just hold on. Hold on. We are not blocking with either of these, so I guess we just swing in. I mean, we have a better clock than our opponent does. Oh, that will likely not be true. Construct? Okay, Spirit. We're just gonna exile, discard this Spirit because we'd be playing. The end result is... Oh, dang it. I didn't mean to do that. Now I'm punting. I'm so tilted. I am tilted beyond belief. Our opponent doesn't have a clock. That is great news for us. But we have literally nothing going on. That is bad news for us. Come on. I'm happy with really anything. Trains. Okay. We need removal for Thalia now. Portable hole? Portable hole? Please? One time, please! Ah! Expensive jack-o'-lantern. Sure. Jack-o'-lantern's great with Quintorius, but... And our opponent can just exile the Ingenious Smith, the Savior of Allenbach. They just all-out swing. Yep. Exile the Ingenious Smith. Don't block. Not even a land is good anymore. That's also not good. Okay, we're just gonna target nothing. Just draw a card. Okay, that is a land. I'm not sure if that's good for us at all, but it means there's a slight chance that we can pop off with Quintorius. Okay. Our opponent isn't really safe to attack with Savior of Allenbach. They are now. Okay, we will double block the Savior. We will definitely double block Savior. They don't attack with it. Stonebinder. Stonebinder does not do very much for us here. Okay, Quintorius. Can we come back? Can we do the pop-off comeback? Our opponent now really can't attack with anything. Unless they have removal. Please don't be removal. They top-decked removal. Okay, it's not the right removal. Construct? Or Familiar? We're actually pretty good with either one of those. Alright. Opponent is scared. That is good for us. We're going to keep this Plains in hand in case we, like, draw something we want that we can discard it with. We will play this, though. And we will immediately exile this to trigger Stonebinder's Familiar. Alright, Quintorius, starting to do his thing. We're getting better blockers. We still can't block Thalia if they kill Quintorius. That doesn't hit Quintorius. Does get back Adeline, though. That's not good. Adeline means that Savior of Allenbach now can train. Reinforced run. Oh, this is the loop. This is the ultra powerful loop. Okay, take action. Get. Oh, this is good. This is so good. Play the Ronin. Okay, does this exile anything? Oh, but it doesn't matter. Even if they exile Quintorius, we can just kill it. And then we get Quintorius and Smith back? Am I thinking of this right? Okay, do that. Can't afford to attack. Oh! It does make our spirits weaker, though. Just the Plains. Does an all-out attack win for our opponent? That's the big question. Okay, we get another loop. Ooh, and a Stonebinder. Our board is growing. Let's go. Oh, I think our opponent won if they swung, because they could have removed Quintorius, which is pumping our team. Alright, draw a card. Make yet another 3/2 spirit. Oh, that's good. That is so good. We get to play that next turn. We're not going to play the land because we need it in our hand right now. We'll pass. Okay. We're looking really good now. Opponent has Brutal Gathar. Ooh, that is brutal, actually. Oh, there goes Quintorius. Not Quintorius. Not Quintorius? Are they just going to remove it with Savior? Or are they passing? Please be too scared and pass. Please be too scared and pass. Yes! Okay. Ooh, touch the Spirit Realm. We touch the Spirit Realm on the Savior of Allenbach. Is that a good call? I mean, we are super scared of the Savior right now. And if we do this, we can't afford a loop. All right, we're gonna play out our hand here. We'll touch the Spirit Realm. Get rid of Savior of Allenbach. Please do not whiff Ingenious Smith. Okay, that's a good card. We'll now do a Reinforced Ronin loop. Oh, no, no, no. Yeah, cancel. Let's use this mana, please, game. So that we can channel this. And exile it. Get another Spirit. Another touch the Spirit Realm. Okay, we can use that to get rid of Adeline, probably at this point. Okay, this is looking good. Our board is growing. This is the game. Quintorius popping off. They're all out swinging. I think they gave up. We won! Quintorius! Oh, Game 7. We finally got it. So that is the power of Quintorius in this deck, and this whole looping shenanigans, synergistic mess. We just generate so much value, which is why it's incredible in an Artisan game, because almost all Artisan games, you get to that point. There's very few decks that end the game as quickly as the matchups we've been going against. And we were able to stabilize against mono-white aggro. They had a slow start, but I mean, we do have a lot of removal in our deck. And if you play with a sideboard in best of 3, this deck is actually really good in best of 3, because most opponents can't really do much to interact with you. So, alright, let's go to the wrap-up. We finally got it, thank goodness. Alrighty. Thank you all for watching. This deck is super duper fun. I feel like it's did especially bad because of Season Reset right now. Even in Gold 4, there's just a lot of people who are trying to grind to get back up to Platinum or wherever they were. So we faced a lot of tier decks and strong matchups. But even with those, I feel like we also just ran badly. We've got 7 removal spells that exile, which is really good against the Enchantments deck. And also this deck is much better in best of 3, because we have, like, control decks, they can't actually match the value of, like, these Bag of Holding and Containment construct sort of loops that we've got. And if we ever stick a Quintorius, it's usually game over for them. We've got a bunch of removal in the sideboard to shore up those other matchups. Fleeting Spirit, 4 copies of it is especially good in our deck, but just generally good against control. I really love this deck, and I think you guys should all try it out. It's absolutely worth it. I've been trying to make Quintorius work pretty much from the time that it was released in Artisan, and this is the deck where it works. You got to see that in that last game, and if you guys want to head over to the Artisan Discord, let me know in the comments. I'll invite you to the Discord, and you can try this deck against other people, and it is so much fun. I don't think there's any changes I'd make to the deck. I already spent forever fine-tuning this deck. I had originally cards like Aki Ronin and let me see if I can find the card. I had Fissure Wizard and Immersturm Raider in the deck, and they were actually pretty good. But in the end, I ended up trimming them for more Stonebinder's Familiars and Fleeting Spirit, because they just are a little bit better here. That's the deck. I hope you guys all enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys enjoy playing it. Please have a good time enjoying some budget magic. And I'll talk to you next week.